Hello friends, welcome to SQL Server video tutorial. Today we will see a very interesting SQL Server question, that is, what are all the system databases that are available in SQL Server. Before we see what are all the system databases that we have in SQL Server, let's see what is a system database. As the name implies, system database is a database which already exists in SQL Server when we install SQL Server. So these system databases are needed for monitoring, management and maintenance purpose of the SQL Server. There are four important system databases in SQL Server. They are master database, model, MSDB, TempDB. These four databases we can see when we open SQL Server Management Studio. That is, when we open SQL Server instance, we'll be able to see these four databases. Apart from these four databases, we have two more system databases. They are resource and distribution. Resource is also known as MSSQL System Resource. Resource and distribution database are not accessible by the user, but they do exist and they are needed for the system maintenance and monitoring purpose. We'll see in detail about each and every database mentioned here in this video. First, we'll see what master database is and what is the use of master database. This is a very important system database in SQL Server. It contains all the system level information like linked server information, login information, credentials, endpoints and configuration settings, etc. Also, this contains information about the databases that user creates. This is very important because if we delete master database by mistake, then we will not be able to open a SQL Server instance. That is, if master doesn't exist, SQL Server cannot start. So we'll see master database in detail about master database from the SQL Server Management Studio here. First, open SQL Server Management Studio and then click on the databases. Here, as you can see, we have system databases and rest of the databases are user created databases. In system database, master is the first database here. We'll expand master. Let's see what are the tables that are available in this master database. In master database, we can create user defined tables also. That is, user also can create tables in master database, but this is not suggestible because master basically for the monitoring, management, maintenance purpose. So user is not supposed to create any tables in this master database, but we can create tables in master database. These are the tables that are available in master database. Fallback, USG, monitor, SPT values, etc. There are a lot of views in master database. All these views hold information about logins, linked servers, credentials. These are the views that are system views that are available in master database. Now let's move to model database. It's a template database. Model database is essentially a template database used in the creation of any new user database created in this instance. That is, user defined tables, stored procedures, data types, etc. that we create in model database will exist in the future database that will be created in this instance. Like database configuration such as recovery model of this model database will be applied to the future user defined databases. Which in turn means it's a template applied across all the databases in the server. So let's see this with an example. I'm creating a table here in model database. Create sample model. So with one column 1 as integer. Let me create this table in model database. So since this table exists in model database, since we have just created this table in model database, and since this exists in model database, whatever the new database that will be creating in future in this SQL Server, that database should also contain SAMP underscore model table by default. So let's create a new database here and we'll see whether SAMP underscore model table exists in that new database or not. Create database. New underscore DB. So I'm creating this database. User database. Let's refresh the databases and see this new database exists or not. See, we have new database here. Let's check the tables in new database. Though we have not created any tables in this new DB, it still have SAMP underscore model table here, since model database have this table, which indicates model is a template database for all the databases. Let's go to the next database, that is MSDB database. It stores all the information regarding the database backup, SQL agent information, DTS packages, SQL Server jobs, replication, log shipping, etc. Here in SQL Server Management Studio, we'll see this database, MSDB. Here, let's see the system tables in this MSDB. See, as you can see here, MSDB system tables will hold backup information, restore information, log shipping information, restore setting information, all this, and monitoring, jobs information, SQL agent information, etc. This is basically for the monitoring purpose. Let's go to the next database, that is TempDB. This is a database where temporary tables, temporary variables are created. Here I am creating a temporary table. Create table. Temporary table will start with the hash symbol, hash temp, column 1 and column 2, giving some character data type here. As you can see here, I created this table in model database, temp table in model database, but this table will not be stored in the model database tables because this is a temp table, hash table. So it will be stored in a TempDB. Wherever we create this temp table, hash tables, they will be by default stored in the TempDB. So let's refresh this and see the TempDB. TempDB. So here, as you can see, temporary database TempDB have this table, temp table, dbo dot hash temp1 table. So this table is basically for the temporary tables and temporary variables. Once we close the SQL Server instance, these tables will be deleted from the database. That is why they are called temporary tables. Next database is resource database. resource is responsible for the physical storing of the SQL Server system objects. It's a read-only database and it is not accessible via the SQL Server. As I already told you in the beginning of the video, this is not accessible via SQL Server Management Studio. Here, as you can see, in the Management Studio, we are able to see only master, modal, TempDB and MSDB. Then where can we see database? How can we surely say that this database exists in SQL Server? Let's see how we are able to say that this resource database exists in SQL Server. First, go to C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. We are navigating to the path where all the databases are stored, that is MDB files, log files are stored. SQL, MS SQL. Next, data. This data folder will contain all MDB files, NDB files and log files. So here, as you can see, we have so many databases, that is so many MDB files, log files. Here you can see MS SQL resource database, resource MDB file and LDB file, log file and primary data file, MS SQL resource file. So this is a resource database. Then the next database is distribution database. It exists only if we have configured replication. Since I have not configured replication, I'll not be able to show you here. So this is all about the SQL Server system databases. Thanks for watching these videos. Hope this helped you in interviews. Thank you.